I don't want to say a faithless household because I think that there was spirituality in my household, but it was split between my dad's Jewish heritage and my mom's Episcopalian heritage, and neither of them were practicing. And so when I was raised, I had all these questions for them that they had no answers for because they didn't want to give me answers that they hadn't personally committed to, which I think speaks, volumes for them, but was also terrifying for a 9-year-old to be like, what happens when you die? They're like, just static, nothingness. Probably, we don't fucking know. And then you cry and you cry. And then you write a poem about it years later. So that's what this is. I sent a drunk text message to God. Just wanted to let him know I was thinking about him. A lot. And to let him know that I'm stalking his church. I meant to type starting a church, but no one spells drunk text right, and I'm not sure what church God goes to in the first place. So last night, I sent out a whole bunch of embarrassing texts, and then I copied them to everyone I know. I said, yo. Hey. I was out sinning. Crawled into bed, the room is spinning, it's all in my head, I can't get to sleep, and the weight of the world is the weight of my sheets. Here's the great thing about my church. You can keep your religion because my church is for those of us who grew up wishing we believed in an afterlife, and for those of us who are so close to God we could practically lean over and have a conversation. Okay, my church is sick of bloody crusades to the march of drum corps. I'm starting a church that gets pissed off and starts thumb wars. Okay, a church that gets Mondays off for religious reasons. A church that throws foam parties and elevators to learn about praise. The roof is on fire. We'll dance as it burns for 8 magical days. And no offense to Gideon Bibles, but my church goes into hotel rooms and fills the drawers at the top with chocolate pillow mints. At my church, if you choose to come to Sunday school, you don't learn about hell. Hell no. You just eat Jesus and Jon Stewart-shaped potato chips and watch Chappelle's show. I mean, my church had 10 commandments, 5 precepts, and a workplace abuse handbook, but we partied really hard last weekend, and I think we left them at the restroom at Chuck E. Cheese, so now we just go by a picture of a heart that I found in a bar napkin. My church hung out with your mom last night, and I've got to say the creator is a beautiful woman. She's got daughter tattooed on her left bicep and son on her right. My church is at the center of the planet and has the most amazing stained glass windows. The glass is the floor of the ocean, and the colors are when you look up and see blue, and a narwhal, and a manatee, and the forest canopy. I mean, Tony Montana, he comes to my church and forgets that he left his Coke in the car. We play Stairway to Heaven on Hendrix's broken guitar. My church gets fucked up on communion wine, and then asks lampposts to be our Valentine. My church bar hops together. And at my church, if you suicide bomb yourself to smithereens, you still get those 17 nerdy virgins in a room to yourself. But you guys all have to go and play Star Fox together. I mean, my church got beat up by the skateboard kids for being a rollerblade kid, but rolled to school the next day on 1 skate and 2 crutches, true to the fight, with a fist in the air, screaming, "Fruit Booters unite!" My church can feel its pulse in its fingertips, has 3 stomachs because our fear is hard to swallow, but love always has room. I mean, my church has a really full love bladder, and always has to go to the bathroom. There are drawbacks, of course. I mean, my church will not resurrect your dead hamster, play for keeps, wear Versace, give out baby Jesus Tamagotchis. And Tom Cruise thinks my church sucks balls. Okay, I'm not Jesus Christ, but I can turn water into Kool-Aid. I'm not Jim Jones, but my church is like totally a cult, and everyone drinks the Kool-Aid, and everyone dies, but for some people the Kool-Aid doesn't kick in until you're 105, surrounded by everyone who matters most to you. Yes, some of us go early, but at my church you have to think about that possibility because my church makes you scared. You know, I'm talking like waves of fear. Like you're lying in bed at night, and you pull the covers up to your neck, and your blanket is a tsunami of terror, and you start hyperventilating, thinking about how you're getting older way faster than your dreams are getting accomplished, about how skinny your arms are, or how fat your tummy is, about how much it's going to suck, to eventually lose the power to think about all of the amazing things we do at our church. So don't fall asleep yet. Contrary to popular belief, that's not where dreams get accomplished. The body of Christ is your body. The body of Buddha be your body be usable, your body be suitable, your body be beautiful. You don't need anything different. Don't delete your text messages. You might read them over on Sunday morning with a pounding headache and have a religious experience.